Hi, welcome to Money Confidence. I'm Crystal Ockley, the Chief Financial Strategist here at Confidence Wealth. And every week I try to bring a topic to you that is talked about and see if this is something that could be helpful to you. So one of the questions that I've been getting asked a lot lately has been, if I don't want to have my real estate anymore, how do you feel about if I put it in a REIT or in a private placement like a DST and just have someone, like an investment company doing it where I don't have to worry about it and I can collect income on it? So there's always pros and cons to everything. So one of the pros is that you no longer deal with being a landlord, right? And you're trusting that someone else is going to take care of things. Now, that's all great because you never worry about it anymore. It becomes an investment. But just like any investment, there's going to be risk involved with it because you are no longer fully in control of the property. So, for example, if you have your own rental property, if it's producing income and you're happy and you like the tenants, you continue holding on to it. If for some reason things don't work out, you can decide to sell your property. You are in control of that property. With a lot of private placements or some of the non-public REITs, what happens is that even though they're offering, the income and you're, enjoying the income in the percentage that it is, a lot of it is illiquid. Illiquid meaning you can't just take your money. Some of them are 5-year lock period. Some of them are 7 years. Some of them are 10-year. Some of them you can only take out over, a 5-year period, quarterly, a little bit at a time. You also are not going to get a guarantee that are you going to receive your original investment because it is still considered an investment. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of private placements that have been great and worked well for a lot of people. But just like any investment, there is risk that comes with it. So, it all becomes about preferences. So, example, one of the things I like about real estate is that it's physical, it's yours, you're in control of it, you can do what you want to do. And my first recommendation, a lot of time, unless I know the person, which I know they have absolutely no desire to at all being a landlord, I say start with having a management company taking care of it. So you pay an expense, you pay, a fee for the management company to take care of it. And the more they take care of, the more fees you have to pay for it. But it is still your physical real estate and you physically own it and you can decide what you want to do with it. Versus the private placement or a REIT, it's not, it's an investment, right? And you have to trust that whoever is handling it is doing it properly. So if you do decide ever to go down the route of looking at a lot of these private placements, it's about doing due diligence and really understanding what was the worst case that can happen? How long have they been in business? What are they managing? How much are they actually showing, on paper? Because remember, a lot of private placement is not like a public, stock or a public company that they have to produce and show regulators everything they're doing. A lot of these private placements are not going to have the same requirement. That's why they're riskier. That's why maybe the interest, the reward in a sense is higher, but so is the risk. So I want you to really understand that and really take a look at the goals for your family. So a lot of times I have people that tell me in the later years that, Crystal, I had these properties. I really like them. They've done great. And I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to manage it. Maybe I wouldn't mind having the income if I didn't have to deal with it. Well, look at your beneficiaries. What if you're giving this to your children down the line and they would love it? Why not get them to start managing it for you? And that way they can take part of the headache away. You can give them some of the profit during your lifetime while they're managing it, taking care of it, being responsible for it. So then when the time does come, they can just easily be able to take over that responsibility once you're gone and be able to keep that real estate. So be open-minded about those conversations with kids, because I find that a lot of times when people want to give up the real estate, they're done being a landlord. They don't want to deal with the nitty and gritty, but sometimes they have beneficiaries and the beneficiaries could be willing to pick that up and help them with it. So just think about the pros and cons on both sides. Don't jump into a decision that you're unsure of. You have to do your due diligence. So if you have questions and you're not sure what to do with that, reach out to your team, talk to us. That's what we're here for. That's the whole entire purpose of planning planning is all around all the different assets you own. Those are conversations that come up with clients all the time. If you're friends and family of our clients and you're listening to this and you're like, Crystal, my advisor never had this conversation with me, maybe it's a good time to get a second opinion and take a look at that, because your real estate is just as important as any of your other investments, whether your advisor is managing it or not. And it is really important for you to get a good, brainstorming session to understand, where all the opportunities are, where are the pros and cons of everything before you jump into a decision that you may regret later. That's it at this end. If you need anything or if there are other topics you want to talk about, be sure to reach out and message me here. Have a great one.